make sure it's kosher. Lean on me like Bill Withers until you smell the roses.
What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail, man. Some young guys want to be taught manhood. So I was at work and I'm a clown. Like I joke a lot. Not on here, but in offline, right? So I'm clowning with some younger guys, and it dawned on me like we don't talk to the young cats enough. And some of them want to be taught the ropes because, a lot of times we assume that young men are hard headed and stubborn and don't want to quote unquote learn anything if you try to give them game. And for some, that is very true, and it's frustrating deal with those people. But on the flip side, we have this thing where we'll help girls. We'll teach them what it takes to get put themselves in a better position in life with little to no hesitation. And even if she's the type that doesn't want to listen, we'll keep doing it and doing it and doing it. But we're not doing that with the guys. And then it dawned on me, man, like, you know what? Some of these young men want to be taught, but just like we don't have faith that they'll listen, some of them don't have faith that we'll teach, you know. So, or we'll write them off at the first sign of, here we go with this bull. And I think that's probably got to change. Plus, we don't give these young guys the game that they need sometimes. And even if they don't want to hear it, even if they don't want to hear it, even if they don't implement it, they still got to know. You know. Now, for the young men that want to be taught, I would say one thing that you probably need to understand is it's probably going to be totally different from your mom and your auntie or your friends or your little brother. Men teach manhood a whole different way. Men teach it because we know it, and it's not a theory for us. It's not a guess, or it's not something that we could just give you this fluff fantasy story about. It's black or white. It's produce or don't. You know. So I think that's a culture shock sometimes for the younger guys, but don't get so frustrated that you quit because those guys are telling you the truth. Um, the other thing, some some of y'all want to be taught manhood, but uh, I think people who want to show you and teach you try to get you to understand that your circle of friends could definitely either help you get to the path faster or hurt you and have you get to that path slower. And a lot of y'all don't know how to disconnect if it's a negative type of friendship. And we can't be a buffer for that. But some of y'all, I know y'all want to be taught manhood because when people like, and what I mean by that is also, I know some of y'all want to be told it's gonna be all right. Like sometimes black men go through so many things in life. When a young black man is going through something, he's left to like be in limbo. And sometimes a brother needs to say, hey, that's not that big of a deal. I know it seems like a big deal, but it's not as big as you think. That's okay. That's not something that's gonna really jam you up. Now that over there, that'll jam you up. But at the same time, because this situation happened, just make sure that situation doesn't happen again. That's pretty much the gist of it. Make sure that doesn't happen again because now it'll give you a history of doing that particular thing. And we don't say it enough to young brothers. Like the bar is so high for them to be perfect, even if they're trying and they make mistakes. We're not telling them That's a mistake that people can handle, and that's a mistake that people can't. We're not telling them when people are on their heads that some people are on their heads just for the show. Like they really don't. They're really not really gonna. You have no real reason to be on the defensive because they just gotta, you know, say, oh, I told you this and da 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 da. And if there was a job, maybe I'll write you up. But it's nothing past that. Just take the take the punishment and criticism and move on. You know. The other thing, I think one of the hardest things to teach is unfairness. Like I think some of the young brothers don't realize how unfair the world is, and sometimes to get to where you want to go, you're gonna have to actually push through something unfair. You know, and some of these brothers, you want people to teach you, and some of those brothers that need to be taught manhood, that want to be taught manhood, they gotta, sometimes you gotta understand with somebody, even that's trying to help you or mentor you, and you wind up in an unfair situation, you know, even if they didn't do it on purpose, it's a lesson you gotta learn that even if something ain't right, there's an end goal, and you still have to meet that end goal even if it's not right. So, some of us do want to. I see some of cats do want to be taught manhood, so they gotta. So both have to prepare for the interaction, because I think our uh, mentor mentee relationship has been very much fractured in our community, to the point that both sides are hesitant. But I can truly say that the older guys have something to give, and the younger guys do want to learn something. So tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.